night, I just started having a sneeze attack out of nowhere, and my eyes was watering and all that good stuff. So I'm not sick, it's allergies, and I wasn't crying. Anyway, we gotta get this house together. It's not dirty. I'm not a dirty person, but um, I have a client coming to the house today. Mine's not dirty. Don't get me wrong, it's not dirty. But I do need to wash like my uniforms and stuff for a week. I need to just get a little stuff together. So I think I want breakfast. I for sure want coffee, but I think I want breakfast too. I need some coffee. I bought this vanilla perfume from TJ Maxx. It was $14.99, and y'all, it smells so fucking good, and it lasts like all day. I sprayed it on me last night after I got out the shower, and it's still on me this morning. And I'm like, dang, you just pop back on the internet. You ain't really give no explanation, even though I don't own one. But I do want to talk about where I've been because it may or may not help somebody else. So, the last video I have posted on here, which was about 8 months ago, was basically talking about like getting my ish together and like healing. And I was like changing my eating habits and stuff like that. And to be honest, I did stick with the eating habits because that's what I had in the that's what I went to buy in grocery shops. So I did change my eating habits. That same um that same video, I had a job interview in that video, and that said job is where I currently work. I am a lash artist, stylist, whatever you want to call it. I am a licensed esthetician through the state of Texas, but I am a lash artist. So I do lashes. I have been there 8 months so far, because a year will be February. Um, so yeah, um, my iPad had actually broke, and I don't know about y'all, but that was the way I record my content because I never have storage on my phone, and I have two phones. Yeah, my main source of recording was broken. So in that time, I'm starting a new job, eating healthy. I'm letting go of my past job. I was working at a group home, making great money, but the stress level was up to here. Like I was up there with Jesus. Like that's how stressed I was. Um, and my energy was very just off and stuff like that. So coming into my new job, I brought that same energy on top of traumas and stuff that I really didn't even know it was trauma. At the time, when I was recording content and stuff, I wasn't my authentic self. It may have seemed like I appear my authentic self on camera, but that's what it's like with editing and stuff. A lot of times I would get on camera and I'm just not happy within, but I knew this was something that I wanted to do. But at a point in time, it started feeling forced. It started feeling like I had to cut out a lot of the videos to um, not show my authentic self, because what I found out, finally learned that um, once I finally made peace with it, basically meaning like you go through stages of depression or anxiety or healing. Um, and when you go through a stage of, you first hit like depression and anxiety, and then you try to heal. But a lot of time we try to heal with coping, like showing up as nothing is wrong. We never take the time to actually like just sit in it and take it all in, take the stress, the anxiety, the depression, the slaps upside the head, whatever comes. We never just actually sit in it. And when you do the sit in it, you start to reflect on a lot of traumas and things that are triggering for you, and you reflect on the things that you like about yourself, you don't like about yourself, things that you want to change. And it doesn't have to be anything like technically like inside, even though they all flow together. But it could be, oh well, I don't like that I'm not consistent, so I'm gonna get up and, you know, get up 30 minutes early every day until it's an hour to just push myself to get more things done through the day. I don't like that I'm not disciplined, so I'm gonna start cleaning up. I'm a budget, come up with a way to save money, like actually changing things that's just not internal. You could change things external, like, oh, I'm gonna start working out. I don't like how I look in outfits, whatever it may be. So I started reflecting because I wasn't on social media. I was on TikTok. Like, I was scrolling on TikTok because TikTok is just TikTok. If you get it, you get it. But I was not on Facebook. I was not on Instagram, and I was not on Snapchat. I wasn't on any of the social platforms. And honestly, TikTok for me is one of those places where I have the least amount of friends that I know. Most of the people that follow me, I do not know. Most of the people I follow, I do not know. And in that world, it's a little bit more better for you, for me, I should say, because a lot of my trauma stem from my hometown. When I always get asked, I've been in Texas almost 3 years. I always get asked, what made you come to Texas? When I tell people, like, I'm not from here. And they be like, well, what made you come to Texas? And before I would tell them this outlandish story, but reality is a new beginning. And I was doing lashes at work, and a lady and me were having a discussion while I was doing her lashes because you laying there for 2 hours, and we just got into a conversation, and she was like, what made you come to Texas? And I was like, really a new beginning. And she was like, oh, I never heard nobody say that before. And I was like, honestly, I never said that out loud before. Like, my new beginning for me was just to, now that I know this, and over time, it just came out loud. Like, it was just there. Like, that was the truth. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to come up with a reason. I came here for a fresh start, new beginning. What people don't know is I had a lot of things that, I'm from Flint, Michigan, so I had a lot of traumas and triggers and hurt and pain from my hometown because that's where I was born and raised. A lot of friendships failed, a lot of family failed, a lot of relationships have failed, and I feel like that's where all my hurt, anger, and pain was at. Even though all my family is there, that's where all my hurt and pain was at. Now, me moving to Texas, in my head, it was for, well, not in my head, it was a fresh start, but in reality, my fresh start didn't start until I got on my own. When I moved down here, I would be like, oh, my sister was down here, and I just came down here to be with her and help, and I live with her. So I want to say healing is just not always you just do everything right. Every day you wake up with the same routine. You wake up and just be disciplined. You do everything right. No, that is not healing. Healing is like trying to get it right and keep it right. Healing is trying to figure out those triggers. So when anxiety or depression or stress comes my way, I could take it all in and take the time that I need to maybe be productive or not be productive, or find healthy ways to cope with what I'm feeling in that moment, because no matter what, when you get in that word, the enemy always attack you, especially when you're trying to do the right thing. The enemy gonna come 10 times harder. Realize where I am at in life and what I need to do to get out of that funk, get out of that situation, or whatever the case may be. So when it was best decided I move out and get my own place, that was the best decision. Now I'm free. Now my healing. Now I came here for a fresh beginning. So I ended up being on my own, and I was working just, any kind of job. I was in school, the whole shebang. I finally graduated. I'm trying to get a job in the esthetician field, and that's how I ended up at the last place. So I get at that job, but I'm still not healed. I'm on my own now, but all that trauma, hurt, and pain was still festering inside of me. And it wasn't like I just wake up angry or thinking about something that happened 10 years ago. Some days it do be like that. I just wake up and think about some shit somebody did to me 10 years ago, and I'm holding on to that hurt. But the reality behind that was I recognized it, but I have yet to do anything about it. Getting on my own didn't help the situation. It just kind of put a band-aid on it, because I had to do the work. And then working those jobs that was not in my career field, it wasn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life, because in reality, I didn't know I wanted to do lashes. It kind of just was something that I applied to. I got the job, and they trained me, and I just took off from there. It's kind of like it chose me. I didn't choose it, because if you asked me 2-3 years ago, I never do lashes. That's not something that I wanted to do. And you really don't know what you want to do or what your calling is. I knew it was something in the beauty industry, so it was like kind of like I settled, but I actually ended up loving the job. If that makes sense. So in my journey of healing and reflecting, one thing that I have figured out about myself is that I'm a people pleaser, and I struggle with like an identity crisis. Not that I don't know who I am, but I could never be who I am for myself. I had to fit whatever the narrative was for whoever I was around. For that job, I had to be who they expected me to be when you come in. Society, what they expect for you by certain ages and stuff. My parents, I lived for them. I lived for the guys I was dating, how they expect me to be and carry myself. I just was everything for everybody, but not myself. And that was the main trigger for me, because I always wanted people to perceive me the way that I perceived myself. And when they didn't, it's like I be trying to become more relatable and down to earth or humble, or dim my light to be more acceptable for the people that I was around. And that happened to be coworkers, family, friends, boyfriends. Like, it is what it is now, but back then I didn't realize that about myself. I always tried to fit the narrative. And reality is, who's around you are going to accept you for you wholeheartedly, 100%. They're not going to try to humble you. They're not going to try to make you feel bad. They're not going to try to trigger you. They're not going to come tell you things that they know are going to disturb your peace or your energy or piss you off. They're not going to make you feel bad for not being where they think you should be at a certain age, or even society, social media making you feel like you're supposed to be doing this, and that, because oh, well, you don't got no kids, you should be so much further in life. Like, where is that written at? Like, that's not a law. That's not nothing that I have to follow, or a guideline that I live by. That's something that you believe, and that's something that you say that you would do. And then a lot of times People, including myself, used to feel like, oh, this would never be me. It would. It could. But you can't say what will never be you if you never had to walk through my shoes. You never had to make decisions based upon the cards you were dealt. You're not dealt my hand. Just because you chose to do something differently, honestly, you don't know how things will end up until you try. You can't fail until you quit. If you just give up altogether, that's when you have failed. But you can't fail until you quit. So just because you tried it and it didn't work out, you could try again. You could try another way. Like it's a long journey. It's a long journey, and quit counting the distance of how long the journey is, and just enjoy the things that life has to offer you, the good, the bad, all that. So I'm gonna play this little.
Peace is not the absence of a problem. Peace is not the absence of a fight. Peace is not the absence of trauma or trauma. Peace is when storms are raging, but you ain't lost your mind. Peace is when everybody's quitting, but for some reason you got your right mind and your right heart. And I speak over your life. I don't care what's going on in your life this year.
Did y'all hear him? Peace is not the absence of a storm or a fight. Peace is just having your right mind in a storm or the fight. And all I wanted was a little bit of peace. A little bit of peace. Through my journey, I realized that what I could say that I actually took from the situation is that, like the pastor said, peace is not always about having everything figured out. Peace doesn't mean that I'm not going through nothing. Peace doesn't mean that my life is still not in shambles. Peace just means that in the midst of all that's going on, I still have a little bit of faith and a little bit of hope that everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I have my right mind in the midst of the storm. So, with that being said, I'm back. I'm better. I'm ready to record content. I'm ready to give my all. I'm ready to be 100% myself and not care how people be with me, what people think of me, what people think, why I got what I got. Like, the rumors I have heard about myself is crazy. Fucking crazy. But in reality, like, that has nothing to do with me. A lot of the things that I was stressing over and trying to understand had nothing to do with me. What I needed to understand is that that had nothing to do with me, and what has to do with you, and the things that you can change and the things that you didn't can't change. Either side, you need to forgive yourself. You need to give yourself grace, because you're still going. You still have accomplished so much. You're still on the right path. You're still going to mess it up because you're human. You're still going to feel emotions. It's okay to feel bad for the moment because you're human. But then get back up and go back to reality. Keep it moving. Once I learned that and changed my mindset to think this way and to move this way, I feel like I'm at peace more than anything. No, I don't have a fancy house. No, I don't have a fancy car. No, I don't have the fancy things to do, content and stuff, but I'm still going to post. And all that, I wasn't posting because I would blame it on, oh, I don't have these things. I don't look like what the internet expects me to look like. But all that stems from is pain and trauma for what I had to go through in my early 20s, from family, society, my parents. And I didn't have the horriblest friends. I didn't have the horriblest upbringing. I don't want y'all to think none of that. I'm just saying what I had to learn. It's okay to be who you are, even if nobody likes it. That's what I had to learn. It's okay to show up 100% yourself, even if you're going to get bashed for it. Even if people are going to talk down on you. Even if people are going to make rumors. Be yourself. Be yourself. So, yeah. That's what I learned. that's why I went away. I had to reflect. I had to get that out and explain. And like I said, I'm back and better. Anyway, let's finish cleaning. Alright, so I just put on some gray sweats and this little bralette type shirt or whatever. And I'm gonna go in with my Donna Karen deodorant. I do need the wax, but I'm gonna do everything when it get closer to my birthday prep. Whole point for a video. And then I'm gonna go in with the Ellen Tracy, this vanilla. I got this from TJ Maxx. Y'all, it smells so freaking good. Like, so freaking good. And when I have bought it, somebody was like, that smell like you right now. Alright. So now, I'm about to warm me up for lunch. It's 3:34, like I said. I got like an hour and some change before my client is here. But everything is done. I have mopped, I have swept, I have cleaned every inch of my house. I have washed all my clothes. The last loads in the dryer. Only thing that ain't done is folded. We're gonna do nachos. Let me get a bowl out of the dishwasher. Spicy nachos. I'm just gonna warm up the whole bowl of meat instead of dirtying up my dish. Hold on, y'all, I gotta use the bathroom. Don't nothing come in here, so I'm gonna use 2 bags. I didn't do my devotional today, but I'm gonna do it once I finish with her. Alright, my turkey meat. These my nachos. These ain't Taco Bells. I can add as much meat as I want. Yeah, in the microwave. About 35 seconds. crazy. Yes, that much. Paste. Shake it up. Yes. Catalina. Hot sauce. So I just finished my client. I'm about to do my skincare and I'm about to take me a Epsom salt bath and soak. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks for spending the day with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next video.